What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Alfred Birch coming to you with just a YouTube broadcast of some insight and some topical things. And I wanted to give some insight about winning, about even the stages where we're taking our social thought about it and mentality about winning and the perspective that even our young people are seeing. I've been working with young people in the sports arena for about 25 years, and I've hit all gamuts of it. I worked with young folks 6 to 8 years old. We've worked with them on up into junior high school, and also into college, high level college, collegiate athletes, and even the pros. I've worked with multiple sports, different perspectives. We have a wealth of knowledge in those areas of development. And so, what I want to talk to you about today, just through this vehicle of YouTube, and hopefully you can reach. I want you to like and share it, and do as much as you can just to put it out there. I want to tell folks that winning is not fair. I have a little different perspective on winning and what goes into it. I've won at multiple levels my whole life, and I've lost. So we know that. But to win at different levels, I mean, I remember my first winning experience, local 5962. My coach, Freddie Manson, we practice harder than everybody. I don't care what you say, we practice harder with everybody. He hit the ball to us on cement and blacktop. So when we got in the game, the ball would move slower. And we were 6, 7, 8 years old. And so when we got into the game, we had a different perspective on winning because paid a different price than everybody else. And we practiced every day. It was like no days off, and he loved the game. And even up until this point, we felt his passion when he taught us. And he's developed hundreds of kids over the last 40 years or so. I know that for sure. So I had that experience of winning, and he taught me what it means to be that person early. And so we went on and did it in high school. We won in high school, and I took that same mentality. I told our coach, Bob Larica, when I was a sophomore in high school, I said, I'm going to take you to a state final. They thought I was nuts. I said it over the mic at a banquet. Wasn't worth nothing. Just started a year. No one else had did it, and they thought I was nuts. And guess what? 2 years later, 1989, we were at the state final because we understood how to band things together, put some perspective together, and let go of ego and know that the sacrifice for us to be there had to be greater than anybody else. So we did that. And so we won at that level. Kick on to the next level. I went to the University of Michigan and played for Bo Schembechler and Gary Moeller because they beat everybody in the Big Ten then. He needs to say it's different now, but that's the reason I went there because I was used to winning. I was not used to being in second place. And it took me into my sophomore year to begin playing. Could have played other places earlier, but the issue was I wanted to be a part of a winning tradition, winning program. So we took the perspective of winning and we applied it to life. We applied it to our professions. We have applied it to our business. I've applied it to my home. My son is a collegiate athlete in football. He's a part of a winning tradition. I said, don't pick any place where you're going to lose because losers get hurt earlier. They don't graduate. The whole vibe around the campus, because culture wins. Culture wins in sports, life, in family. You creating a culture that everyone's buying into. That's what wins. So we did that. And my daughter coming up, her same thing. She's followed that vibe that we've had in the culture that we've created in our home, become what she's becoming far as basketball. So, needless to say, the perspective that I have, I've applied in every facet of my life, even in ministry. Me working in ministry, I don't like losing. I don't like losing to the enemy. I don't like losing to people saying that we can't do stuff. And we apply a winning culture even into ministry and a different view. And it's not a woe is me. It's like, let's get better. I can share a brief story with you as we're talking. I told my son. My son was he's going to be a senior, and you know he wasn't playing like he wanted to play. And I said, son, you need like 8 games. You need 8 games to do what you need to do. I know this business, and it sounds bad, but I said, you need 8 clear games where you were standing out making plays or doing stuff. He said, well, Dad, I don't get on the field. This one said this one said that. Whatever is whatever. And I said, dude, the reason why you aren't playing is because right now you ain't played a big enough sacrifice to help them win. Your sacrifice is much different than the other guys. So you may have to do more. You may have to catch up more. The winning perspective that you got to have is that I'm going to do whatever it takes to be irreplaceable so I can help them win. And if you're a guy that they can put in there that's going to help them win, you're going to do it. And needless to say, he ended up having a great year, had double-digit sacks, and ended up earning a scholarship. And kid wasn't even on the radar before that. So that was the perspective. And we had to not allow that. So, winning doesn't make excuses. When you're a winner, you don't make excuses. You just get better. You get better. And you also understand the days when you're not getting better, you're getting worse. It's real. There's no gray area because winning is not fair. I tell parents, winning is not fair. Stop looking for your kid to get a special break for somebody because they like them. That don't mean anything. The kid got to work. Kids got trainers. They're going all different type deals now. They're getting, and I was a part of that. I was training kids that are 7 years old. But you can train them all you want. But if you won't let them and teach them how to be competitive with what they have, they're not going to be successful because they don't know what it means to compete at a certain level that brings forth all the things that they were taught in training. That's the deal. I want to get trained. I want his feet. I want to get stronger. No, what you want to do is teach them how to compete. You want to teach your child how to compete because if they don't compete in life, they won't compete in school. They won't compete when controversy and adversity comes in their marriage. When they get older, they won't compete doing anything. They won't compete on their job when it's time for them to get promoted. They won't do any of that. So what I'm saying to you is that the number one perspective in winning is competing. Because if you compete at a high level, most people are not wired like that. That's what I teach my daughter. My daughter has been blessed to be a Division I recruit, and she has a number of offers already, even as a junior. But I tell you compete at a high level. Your intensity that you have, it should separate you from other people. I ain't talking about your skill. We ain't even got into playing, but the competitiveness that you have, the fierceness that you play with, it should rile other people who are not like, it should rile them up. And they should either not want to deal with it or they want to embrace it. There's no other issue. And so they should deal with it from the standpoint of getting better, or they should get away from it. And you want to do that. And I've taught her that at a young age. You don't make excuses. You don't have to fit in. And, because winning don't do that. Winning don't fit in. It pays a price. It makes a difference. So I wanted to chime in and let you know that winning is not fair. Stop looking for winning to be fair. Everybody doesn't deserve a medal or a trophy. Your child doesn't need to be treated fairly. They need to be treated with respect, but they don't need to be treated the same as the person who's paid a bigger price for them. And, that's the parents' fault because you created a culture that everyone should get a medal, everybody should get a trophy because they participate. You want to participate in trophy? Leave them in leagues that do that. Don't bring them into the competitive part of this and then ask why they're not getting more time because they're not competing. They're not competitive in that way. And that's fine, but don't put them in a position for that. So I wanted to give you that in about 10 minutes is that winning is not fair. And the greatest thing you could ever teach a young person and put them in is to compete. God bless.